Hello and welcome to our new series. This is Riverside Farm and we are basing it in 1985. We have got 5 fields in our possession. We took out a massive £530,000 loan to get to where we are and to within the sure, there we go. So yes, exit. So now we should be able to lift up our header, push it forward. We have a field of soybeans here, a revolutionary crop for the time. But, we have also got a field of maize we need to chomp up as well, so that we shall harvest next. We've got a field of potatoes growing and 2 grass fields. 2 grass fields, once we've finished our harvest, will be ploughed in and growing wheat and barley next year. And so we are going to run this. We haven't got seasons, but we are going to run this save game as if seasons are implemented. We can take, the harvest is ready, so we will harvest these fields and then enter our winter months, although the winters aren't going to last very long because we haven't got no work to do. We've got no animals, but we've got £43,682 in the bank, but a massive bank loan to pay off. 530,000 we borrowed to be able to start farming, and that will need paying off over the next few seasons. Did a bit of research and found out when these machines were used on farms for the first time, and just 1 second, as you bear with me. Just having to readjust something. Yeah, this is a very pretty map by Luke159. He kindly gave me access and permissions to do a series on it and show it off. The version 1 is on FS UK, but this is version 2 and as yet has not been released. For the first time in the history of Summer Farm Estates, we are doing a let's play on an unreleased map. We've got first early access to it, which is great. Hopefully it can help the channel to grow, and really must thank Luke159 for the early access to this. Hopefully we can do the map justice and if he makes another map in the future, we can get early access to it and do some testing for him as we play along. There is no traffic on here, but that is a good thing if you're doing Let's Plays and you are doing, well, at the moment of course we haven't got any 60s and 70s equipment we can use, but if you've got 60s and 70s equipment, so much better not to have traffic. As you remember, in Farming Simulator 17 we took the traffic off on our classic series, and it is good that we have got the axle plough. We've also got the 1055 and 1255 XL tractors on the farm. There is the 1455 to buy as well, which they came out in 1985, so we were able to set up a series, and for the first time since we started Farming Simulator we've had a chance to get the axle plough into a Let's Play. And we've got a bit of a miss piece there. I don't know what happened there. We should just reverse up and chop that piece in. Hopefully we can get it to cut. There we are. I don't know what I did there, but whether I lifted the header up and missed it, I don't know. But we've got it now. So yeah, not a lot of stuff growing at the moment, but everything's looking good. We may well continue this Let's Play on for a fair while. Try and get up from 1985 to the modern times with it and see. We'll see what comes out in the futures, but I'd say it's going to be at least, what, 30, 40 episodes long this, so welcome along to the first real Let's Play that we're doing on 19 with a map that wasn't of Giant's making. And it's great to have a map out with some character like this, with the rivers and edges. One thing with Giant's maps I missed was the hedgerows at the side of the field, and they are, at times they are a pain in the backside, but when you haven't got them you miss them, same as seasons and course play. We shall see as we go forward how that all progresses, but we're going to, as always, go around 3 times, get the headlands off and then harvest the main body of the field. Come out of cab so you can see the case combine working for a little while. It is doing a great job. Would be interesting as well once some of the more classic equipment starts getting released, if someone, as well as the Class Matador, which would be great if it came back out, the Ransom's Cavalier combine, that would be good for a 70s series. We did start with the Ransoms in the 60s with a combine with a rounded back on it. Bit of an oversteering moment there, just oversteered the combine. So yeah, they did start with the rounded backed combine in the 60s and worked their way up to the squared backed Ransom's Cavaliers. Those would be good to see come into the game. Ransom's combines in Lincolnshire where I grew up were alongside Class and New Holland, or Clayson, were the three major brands that were seen. Riverview, Massey Ferguson's as well, and Massey Harris, but what is happening just there? Because I think it's the hill. I think it's that hill which is just a little bit making it miss the crop. Probably the hill is a little bit too much. If Luke 159 is worth watching, that's probably a factor to have a look at. Just to double check what field we are in. We are in field 7. Something that may need checking before version 2 is released. Whether it's a problem with the field, or I can't see it being a problem with the combine, with it being giants, but you never know, it could well be. It is just that one corner of the field which is causing the problem. It's not a massive problem by any means, but not a game breaker. Once we get back to the bottom here, we will chop through the field. Go back in cab. And so yeah, we've got the headlands all into the tank, and we're only just half full with the tank at the moment. So excuse me. I'm going to have no straw to bale in this first season. We did buy ourselves a bale spike in case we did have any wheat fields in what we purchased. Could have saved a few £100 with that, but so there's where we need to head through. So through we go, try and keep as straight as we can and make a split through the field. Doesn't really matter if you get a bit of a kink in, there's no trail of straw to be baled, so not a massive problem if we're not perfectly straight. We'll have to start trying it with the compass when we go through like this, but we will see. Because it's not a massively long field, I may well manage to keep fairly straight. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy with that for our first chop through. Not overly bendy at all. So we're starting off in 1985 on harvest time. We are using the case 1660 axle float, which according to records that I checked up first came into production in 1985 along with the case 1055 XLs. The 12 and 1455 XLs also came in at about the same time. And now we should drop that. I don't know whether we caught that just a bit late or whether it missed it. We'll have to run back to the shop when we take the maize up. We haven't got any animals, we don't need any silage, so the maize will be hired header and harvested. We will at the moment, as we are doing the harvest, we will take it in the yard because we've got a grain dryer. We've also got a shed that we can put the potatoes in. That's why we bought the Nissanut type shed. Well, that's what we used to call them on our farm. We had one we used to keep straw on, a rounded shed, and it used to be called a Nissanut. What you called them on your farms, I don't know. But, everything working pretty well at the moment. Just that one section of the corner of the field that we pointed out where probably needs just the lightest of touches, but so far the map working pretty well for us. We have, before we started, we did alter the farmyard. We put in some extra buildings to what you start with in game. We added some gravel around the sheds and made it so that we can get to them without running on grass. Hopefully that will work okay. We may well need to buy a baler or hire one because we've got the grass field at the side of the sheds we put up. That was a bit of a grass field where we put those up, and we made the shed a little bit smaller. And now we shall put out the auger and yeah, and there again a piece of the field it's missing as the combine goes across, so could be just that one corner of the field, I think, just needs lowering or raising, I'm not sure which. Combine is almost got a tank full now. And it does just appear to be just that one section of the field. Work out a way, get this piece harvested out first. I've almost got the tank full, so we will wait just there and head to our tractor. I've got the front loader on, so we're going to have to drop the loader tines down just to make sure we don't hit the combine with it. We can pop across this bit of grass. I think it's our grass anyway. So we shall have the first tank from our own field in this season's harvest. Combine's still running, that's good, so that can stay there. Jump out and jump up, have a look into the grain tank. This soybean's looking pretty good. The trailer filling up pretty quickly. Could probably do with some extra sides put on the trailer, but then these 2 fields to do, they will last for this season. Unless, because we've got the workshop, we may well sort it out. I'm going to stay outside of the combine just to try and work out why it's not cutting that one corner. If Luke 159's watching, he may know what is needed in that little piece. It's only, as I say, it's just that one section of the field, and it's definitely not a game breaker, but make sure that they're down. Could have been that I wasn't quite down, I don't know. No, it is missing some there as well. It is missing a bit. Just flattens it forward as it goes over it. The rest of the field, as I say, is fine. If you end up with just little tufts like that, then they will be ploughed into the soil. Soon be wanting to get our tractor in again. Get it ploughed, get it cultivated and drilled with wheat or barley. The grass fields, as I say, will be ploughed up, and you may hire a potato harvester to lift the potatoes. Can't afford to buy one at the moment, they're 100 and some odd £1,000, so that will be a machine hired for the time being. Of course, as the farm goes on, we will purchase piece there is harvested, so that's good. It is just little tiny specks of the field that has that issue. I think working the way I do with some different equipment to the in-game stuff could probably throw up things that people are going to find pre-release, post-release should I say, not pre-release. Yeah, it is just a small section of the field that's given us an issue. Go back in cab now that we've got that sorted. Well, not sorted, but pointed out. We'll also send an email to point out where we've found it. We'll harvest the maize in the next issue in episode 2. Could also, of course, just be the first growing in the field. That's probably once we've re-drilled the field again, it could well work okay. So it is worth waiting probably, and well, then depends how quick you want to bring the map out as version 2. It may be worth waiting until the next harvest has grown, which without seasons won't be too long. As we say, our make-believe winters won't be lasting too long, probably a couple of episodes once we sell off some crops and whatever else. Then we shall get the springtime, and we've got just one round left before we finish this section of the field. We are getting close to the end of episode 1 now, so we're not going to finish the field in this episode, but we are at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in game time. Over it a different direction, and it does actually harvest the section that has the problem. Let's just see, we'll go across and check whether it will harvest in this direction. As you see, it's not a massive issue and could well be the crop that's in the field when you start that causes the problem. So once you get it harvested, then no problem whatsoever. Now we shall carry on through. The new combine working pretty well. We've got 2 brand new tractors and a brand new combine, hence why we needed to borrow huge sums as well as buy the farm. Piece there what's stuck up, but that I think I missed it myself. Now we need to reverse ourselves up, so just get ourselves in line. There we are, and we did go pretty straight through there, I think. Probably not quite on the line that we needed, but it is reasonably straight, so not a problem. And the tank, once again, we've got half a tank, so going pretty good at the moment. There's a piece missed there. It's definitely me because I forgot to put the header down in time. Not going to be far off finishing this field anyway, so I think we will finish it off cam. Here comes the section we need to go back down again. May even finish the field before we get this tank full. And we shall have to take the header, drop it into the shed, and then go and get our probably would have been better doing a fourth headland on here as well, but we shall know that for next time around. The pickup reel up just a touch, save knocking two of the beans out of the ground or out of the pods. Once we get this tank full, it will above fill the trailer, so you will see us take a load to the yard before we disappear off. So the edge is on a bit of a curve, so one more headland would have been a bit better for us, but field is very much coming to a close. This will be the last breed down here for much of this breed down. There is some left at the side of us to take back up. Spin ourselves around. And then we shall just have the piece at the side of us left to do. Maybe a slightly longer episode than we normally do, just to get this field finished. Hopefully one day we will be the biggest farmer in the area, but for now we're one of the smallest. We've not got a lot of land, not got a lot of equipment either, so but we have got a lot of debt. Let's take this down. We'll take another length of this headland. give us more room to get turned around, with the edge being there. Not a problem at all having to do an extra route because of the edges. In real life you would do that, so not the edges put too close to the field. You have to work with what you got on a real farm. So we are going to get this field finished within this tank, because we haven't got a lot of soybeans left now to harvest. And we shall run across to the trailer, empty the grain tank, and round we come. A point on this end, but as I said before, not a problem. We're not baling anything, so hopefully this soybean straw that's getting chopped up will be used as a stage of fertiliser as well. Around we go. Reverse up. This will be the last breed down this end. So now the head can go down. There we go. Bring it in. Back to the combine. Keep it running just to shake out the last of the beans as we run over to the trailer. Oh, and you can't see, not very good seeing the auger. Oh, we haven't put the auger out, that's why. There we have it. So you can just see the auger. And that has filled the trailer up, so we shall switch the combine off, the header down, out, and take this load. This is a 1055 Case XL we've got. We shall take this back to the yard now and tip our soybeans into the dryer bin. Sell those off while we're waiting for the next year's crop to grow over the winter and through the spring. Everything working pretty well thus far. Roadway a bit uneven, but tractor's managing pretty well with it. That grass there we may plough up as well, because it may well be needed to be ploughed up. So anyway, as we get back to our farm and we start to get ready to tip our first crop into the grain dryer. If you've enjoyed this video, please give us a like, give it a share. If you are new, drop us a comment as well. If you are doing right, comment whether it be good or bad. If you are new to tell us what we can do better, see more of the work we do here, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell, it will tell you when these videos are uploaded, when we do our live streams. Until next time, this is Summer Palmer State saying thank you for watching. Until next time, it's bye bye from us.